All right, everybody. So we are testing the new V3. This is the beta tune for the 2024 Freedom Fighter 200 fuel-injected model, and we're going to fire it up. Engine's cold. I've not ridden it at all yet, and you can see we got a little bit more than a half tank of gas, so we're going to fire it up, and I'm just going to record this ride. One of the complaints that we had was some people said that on deceleration they were the motor would die, but then of course it just crank right up, no problem. And one of the changes that we made on the V2 tune that we put out is we turned off the diesel fuel, and we did that for 3 reasons. 1, the engine runs a little bit cooler. 2, you do get better fuel economy, that is for sure. And then also turning off the decel, you don't get a lot of the pops, backfires, things like that as you're decelerating. So some people had requested that, but it seems that in doing that we may have created another issue, so we turned that back on and just focus on wide open throttle tuning and idle tuning. So anyway, I'm hoping the V3 is the best of all worlds, and we're going to go test it out, and I'm going to record the whole ride today. We're not going to edit anything out. Alright, so this is firing up for the first time. It's just been flashed. I'm going to give it about 60 seconds, something like that, to learn the idle, which is one of the things you want to do anytime you flash the ECU. So we're going to give it just a minute to idle. I have put my factory, I'll show this to you, I have put my factory silencer, which we call the baffle, back in it. So this is the factory calibration. This bike has been put back to stock 100%. You'll see the baffle's back in it. It's back to stock engine wise, so this is exactly what you could expect performance wise had you just pulled this bike directly out of our crate. So anyway, okay, and it will continue to learn idle. It'll continue to trim the short-term fill trims, but enough to go. So we're going to go take off and we're going to ride. A lot of around town today, no one's complaining of any issues on the highway at wide open throttle, but the only complaints that we're hearing are under deceleration and like low speed stuff, like below 20-30 mile an hour. So we're just going to ride the back roads today, give it a rip, see what she does. Make sure kickstand's up. Yep. All right, guys, let's go. Feels good to ride again. I had my gallbladder taken out about 2 weeks ago, a little less than 2 weeks ago, actually, only just over a week ago. And technically I'm not supposed to be doing this, but don't show the surgeon. So anyway, but I wanted to get out and ride. Today is a really nice day, and it's been hard being cooped up at the house. So all right, lots of part throttle as we come. And while this engine is cold, I'm going to do a quick stop just to see if there's anything temperature related that could have caused it. So before we get it hot, I'm just going to come on down. I'm going to come down into first gear, and we're going to pull over right here. I'm not going to give it any throttle at all. Oop, and I just hit the kill with my finger. Of course I did. That's hilarious. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go take this neighborhood right here and see if we can replicate anything in here. I really think the issue is just turning off the diesel fuel, and I do think it's probably been resolved, but we're going to test it for good measure. The wide open throttle and the idle tuning is what we spent all of our time on, and I didn't play much with the factory diesel, so probably should have left that on looking back on it, but hindsight's 20/20, right? All right, I'll let it come down. One guy said it did it in 4th gear, so let's just bring it all the way to a stop in 4th gear. Nope. All right, let's creep it up a little bit so we can go and put it down into 1st. And this is what I'm trying to show you guys. Don't ever do what I just did. This is a young rider that bought on Saturday in Tampa. Anytime you come to a stop, you always want to come to a stop in 1st gear. This has got a synchronous transmission. And if you come down in anything lower than say 6th gear, you're going to get, you're not going to be able to go into 1st. So you're going to have to rock the bike forward to get it to do that. So I'll let this car go forward, and then we'll turn around. I'll walk it up. All right. See how we're able to go into 1st? All right. So nothing below. Always below 3rd gear, basically, whenever you come to a stop. You should always be coming to a stop in 1st gear which is something that young riders of this bike just cannot seem to get their head around. They'll call me, yeah, I'm in 6th gear, just came to a stop and I can't get it into first, and I think the transmission's messed up. And it's like, no, you just don't know how to ride. And there's no tactful way to say that to a novice rider. So anyway, okay, so we're just doing lots of stop, lots of little short, lots of little stuff in the 20 and 30 range. Okay, so far, guys, we're batting 1,000 here. It's looking pretty good. All right, gonna coasting forth. It's a happy little bike, no stops. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna ride for a while. I'm not in any rush. My goal is to make this thing die. I'm going to try to replicate the issue as much as I can, and that's going to include really getting the motor really hot just to make sure that it's nothing temperature related. We have a temperature compensation table that as head temperature heats up, we do add fuel to richen the fuel mixture. So that's the only other table that I think could be the culprit. But my gut is it's just decel fuel, and especially because most of the complaints are just guys that are riding city streets. I've not had anybody yet complain that rides the highway, so that tells me an awful lot. Yep, there's lots of stuff in the... Alright guys, it's back to 2nd. Let's give it a rip. Okay. Alright, we're going to come down to 3rd this time. Let's see if we can get it to do anything in 3rd. Look at that idle. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, let's keep going. Man, the weather is so killer today. I can't even tell you how nice it is here in Oklahoma. Unfortunately, we don't get much of a spring here. We tend to go from winter, which is what we've had until maybe about 2 weeks ago, to just full-on summer. So our spring season is very short, and it's kind of nice when we get these days. So today's a good day to ride these little neighborhood city streets. I'm trying to make it die. Okay, I'm trying to do everything that people said online. So far, I can't kill it, so we're going to keep going. If I can get it to do it even once, I can capture it on video, I'll go back and look and see what the RPM and gear was and look at some of our load compensation tables. But so far, this bike is a little rocket, man. For 200cc, it really rips. This does have the new 30% stiffer suspension on it, so this is the new prototype front forks that will be coming out to the public in June. Really excited about that. Everybody that bought a first batch is going to get a free front suspension upgrade, which I'm excited. I'm doing that out of my own personal pocket. Very expensive to do that, but I really think that it is a better suspension with the 30% stiffer forks, especially for the heavier American riders, which is what we're gearing this bike to exclusively. So far, guys, this is looking really good. I think the goal for today is to get it really hot. We're going to have to do some highway riding to do that. So we're going to head towards the highway. I'm going to get it hot. I'm going to get it good and hot. And then we'll come back and we'll do some part throttle stuff. And we'll see if we can kill it. And that would tell me it's temperature related. So slow down because this is too much around here. But what a little rocket. It's just so much fun to ride, man. And for me, I ride this bike pretty much exclusively highway riding. on I-40 into Oklahoma City. So I don't spend as much time doing part throttle, and when I am, I'm usually full on. I'm trying to get it up to speed so I can merge on the highway and whatnot. So. This road is just so awful. Probably the worst road in the whole east side of Oklahoma City. They just refuse to pay, to upgrade the paving. And I did a video where I took the bike out on my Grom, and man, it was sketchy. So the stiffer suspension is really nice, for sure. And I think guys are really going to enjoy that, especially the heavier riders like me. I'm down to, as of today, I'm down to about 240 pounds. I've lost about 15 pounds since my last video about a month ago. I've been on a diet trying to lose a little weight, and just trying to get in a little bit better shape. All right. Watch, guys. Always down into first. Always down into first. All right, here we go. I love how it just wants to lift the wheels in the first, especially the first 3 gears. It wants to pull the wheels so bad. So with me on the bike, this is about right. About mid-70s. You get a little bit of stretch of road where you can build up speed, and 72 to 75 with me on it. It's really happy at about like I said, around 240 pounds. Always down to first. Just pay attention to that. I cannot advise that enough. Like I said, I get so many calls saying there's a problem with the transmission, and it's like, no, you just stopped in 4th or 5th or 6th gear and come into a red light, and coming into a first gear. All right. Man, perfect. Now, I had people ask yesterday if I've adjusted my throttle body cable at all, and the answer is no, I'm not. Played a little bit with my clutch cable just to shorten my throw a hair, but that's it. That's all I've done. So, all right, we're coming up on the interstate here. This is a new turnpike they've built. It's fairly new, within the past year and a half, something like that. They've opened it, and man, it's a really nice turnpike, and it's always dead. There's never anybody out here, which is nice, and you can just absolutely let it rip. So that's what we're going to do. Just let her eat and see what she likes. All right. Just give it a long 6th gear here. we've got it up to 4 bars of temperature, which is hot as I've ever seen it go. So we're going to, this is good. We've got it good and hot. This is pretty much peak temp, sitting on 6th gear on a long cruise. And we're going to just see what we can get it to do. Let's see if we can get it to die. Nope. Did not die. This is a good sign. All right, so you guys saw I hit 85 mile an hour indicated, which was I think 82 on here. We'll go back and check the footage and see what our max was, but 80, that was it. That's all she's got, man. That is out of gear wise. That was sitting on the rev limiter. So 83 mile an hour, something like that, with the factory sprocket, factory gear, with me on it at 240 pounds plus my helmet, maybe 245. So it's fast. It's fast for definitely what it is. If you're my size, I wouldn't suggest changing the sprocket. I don't think it makes sense. You're not going to pick up that much up top. You're going to lose some down low. I think if you're beneath 200 pounds, you should definitely do the sprocket, 100%. I'd put a 39 to 40 tooth sprocket in it, and you're going to be able to utilize it just because of your power and weight. So, but good for you guys to see that. So, like I said, it rips. I mean, it's a highway cruiser, no problem. You can easily go for long rides on the highway if you desire. Just keep it in 6th gear. 5th gear does put more strain on the motor for sure if you're just banging the rev limiter, so throw it into 6th and you'll be surprised how much speed you get. The crazy part is we just maxed it out through the baffle, so it makes even more power with the baffle out. So that's pretty dang impressive. It really shows that technically you probably don't even need the baffle out, truth be told, if you like the sound of the factory baffle in, which does a pretty good job of sound suppression. But if you like the sound, if you like the baffle out, you will need to run a tune for it, because it makes a lot more torque down low and it uses more fuel down low, and the motor will run lean if you pull the baffle out. So this is 100% stock, so pretty cool performance for what it is. Okay, man, the problem is I'm too light and I'm not tripping the I may have to pop a right to go left. There's nobody behind. Are we getting a light? No, we're not getting a light. We're not gonna get it. Let's see. Nope. Dang. All right, we're gonna wait. We're gonna go ahead and go right. I'm gonna pop a U right there. I just don't have enough weight to trip the light. I don't know what the rules are on this. I'm gonna guess this is probably not legal to do, but what are you gonna do, man? So my goal is to pretty much abuse this thing and treat it like a customer would treat it. Let's see if I can get it to die. And so far, it's one happy little bike. Banging the rev limiter. we've got it good and hot, man. I have drove this thing like a novice rider would drive it. Absolutely abused it. Gear wise, got it as hot as I could. And all right, now we're just going to drive like grandma heading back, but we're going to see if we can get it to die. Nope, still can't get it to die. All right, whoop, there we go. That's because of me, actually, on that one. All right. Down. I'm going to pull it right here, see if I can get it to die. Always back into first. We come to a stop. Always, always, always. Keep the clutch in this time. With the clutch on, I killed it last time. Okay, so there you go. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Now we're going against the wind, if you can't tell. And all right, let's get back into first. Let's come to a complete stop here, so we can kill it. Clutch is still all the way in. Nope. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. Nope. Let's go a little more. He said second and third gear. Let's see if we can get it. Let's come in third, and we're just going to let off. Clutch is in. Nope. Like I said, guys, it's a happy bike. What I really think is happening is I think people are probably letting off the clutch and killing it, which this will do. I think people are coming down into coming to a stop in the upper gears, and that is not allowing them, once at a stop, to get back into first. So I think a lot of this, to be honest with you, is the rider. And this bike and all the little minis do tend to attract a novice rider of all ages. And everybody's a badass driver. That's one thing I learned in the race car world. Everybody you meet's a professional race car driver, even the weekend warrior guys with money. So some of them can't drive worth a shit. There's nothing wrong with that. It just takes practice. But I do think there's high odds that some of the issues that we're seeing are driver induced. So anyway, for anybody that wants the V3 tune, I am more than happy to give it away free of charge. And hopefully, if you have the V2 tune and it really is the decel mapping that needs to be turned back on, that's what solves it. Hey, fantastic. But today we've taken this thing for a pretty hard ride. I've been really hard on it. I've been beating it up, trying to drive it like a new rider would, and so far, man, I have not been able to kill it. The only time I did kill it was letting the clutch out. So this time I'm going to kill it intentionally just to show any young riders that are watching. Come down to a stop and you let this clutch out, you are going to kill it. So we'll let it come down to a stop first just to show it's not the tune. And then here we are. And it dies. Okay. So you got to keep that clutch in from the stop for sure. You saw that when I did kill it, I did get a check engine light on it. So if you're seeing a check engine light, that may be what it is, but it's just letting you know that you killed it. Fire it back up and you'll be good to go. Well guys, I'm almost home. This has been a pretty good cruise. I hope you've seen everything that you wanted to see to make you feel really good about the V3 tune. You know, my goal was also to scrutinize some of the comments that we're getting, because again, I do think some of this is rider error. But you know, we'll see. We'll get the V3 tune file into a bunch of hands over the next couple of days. We'll let people play with it, some more experienced riders, and we'll gather some feedback. But anyway, I'm going to stop it here. I'm fixing to pull into the house. I'm coming up on my street here, so I appreciate all of you. I really do. I appreciate your patience as we R&D this bike to its absolute max potential. Really excited about the wide open throttle. You saw how hard it pulls, and the mile per hour that we picked up top from the V1 calibration at launch. I mean, 6th gear now is usable even with the baffle in. This is the first time I've actually drove with the baffle in on the V2 or the V3 calibration. So, man, what a pickup in power from the V1, enriching the air-fuel mixture up top and playing with timing. So, I'm really pleased with what I've seen today. I would say, honestly, unless you just want the added sound, I'd probably leave the baffle in. Yes, I can feel a little bit more torque for sure. I mean, it is more torquey with the baffle out.